Recording now. Great. So, guys, I'll give you a little bit of background. I mean, myself and Molly, we met a while ago, and actually, you guys did commission our services right back, probably like 5 years ago now. It didn't work the first time around, and I would say on my part that we were just getting started as a business then, and I definitely did not have the right customer support in place. We used to just sell the package, and I kind of expected people just to get on with it. We've changed a lot since then. We've got a really strong customer support package now to help organisations like yours embed this into practice, which involves, culture change, communications, policy change, all that sort of thing, to help you kind of like, embed a new program amongst your thousand other things you have to do in the day, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
just to see our support, just so that our support's a bit different, and I'll go to that in a bit more detail later on.
Yeah.
But do you want me to just give you a quick overview of how things are, how things work?
Yes, and that would
Yes,
be great
please.
because Dean wasn't here when we tried it the first time. It would be good if you just start from basics so he could get an understanding. I understand the concept, but
Yeah.
also to refresh my memory as well.
Great. So, well, thanks for that, and I'll start right back at the beginning. Now, I used to be a waste manager at Newcastle University. I don't know if you knew that,
Yeah,
Molly, but
yeah, I
Ah.
remember Sarah told me.
all right. So that's where this all came out of. Um, I used to sort of see this sort of thing every day. Some
Yeah,
assets in the skip,
yeah,
and it's no one's fault. It's just that no one's got any time, no one's got any space. Everything happens last minute. Staff just dump things in the corridors and expect the furniture ferry to come and take it away, and so it ends up going in the skip. And another thing we used to get a lot of would be I'd get people calling me up, and I guess you get this as well, Dean, when they go, look, we've got 70 chairs, and can you get rid of them for me? And I would be like,
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, of
yeah,
course, I can get rid of them for you. And they'd be like, I'd be like, what sort of time frame are we talking about? And they'd go, oh, they're outside already.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, they're outside already. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then as soon as it goes outside, the rain starts, and then they're useless.
Uh,
You know, so
this is
We've had that.
exactly what
Yes.
happens. Exactly what happens. Yeah.
well, this is interesting that you're getting the same thing because it happens everywhere. And in this photo behind, right, this is a real story. In that photo behind, obviously,
Yeah.
it's a lot more older campus than you've got. But in that building behind, there's 4 departments. And what happened on this
Uh-huh.
was, this is a Wednesday, right, where I got asked to get rid of all these chairs. And on a Thursday, there was a delivery of new operators' chairs.
Yeah.
I was going mad, going, who did this? And it turned out in that building behind, there's 4 different departments. One department was getting rid of chairs. The other department was buying chairs, and they weren't talking to each other.
Oh, no.
Silo
Really?
working. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Yeah. That sounds.
You can't make it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Well,
yeah.
this happens all the time. So what causes the problem? First of all, there's the sort of ineffective ways of dealing with this at the minute. You might try and do this on an email list, or the porters might know who's doing what, and Dean, you might know a little bit, and Molly, you might know a little bit, but all that information is kind of spread around, and it's not all pulled into one place.
Absolutely.
And you obviously you get staff who just think that the furniture fairies come and take things away, so they just dump things. They tell you at the last minute, so then you've got no time to find homes, or the porters have got no time to find homes for things. There's limited
Yeah.
storage, so there's no buffer there, and then the assets get left outside, they get soiled, and then of course there's this whole bit about these assets. If you can't use them internally, you could use them externally, but that's a hard thing to do. You've got to email people, call them up, so it ends up that this stuff is just easier to throw in the skip.
Yeah.
And from a procurement point of view, and I know you guys are on that side of things, but there's a big procurement opportunity gone missed here because someone's thrown assets out. Someone on your estate is probably actually buying those assets as well. So you could have married them together. And if you reuse an item, you don't have to bother with all that purchasing paperwork, the invoice, the purchase order, the requisition. You don't need to bother with all that.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's the big sustainability thing. If you're buying things that are already on the campus, you could stop that whole manufacturing of assets and cut out all those carbon emissions. And that's important for the sustainability thing. But from a facilities management side of things, which is obviously which is what we're more focused on, you're actually paying to dispose of an asset you could have reused.
I know.
Yeah, waste costs are only going up, especially in London. Assets in skips, they're a reputational risk. If students see that, if staff see that, they're like, hold on a second, I thought we were quite poor or we hadn't got any money.
Yes.
Why are we throwing this stuff out,
Yeah, very good point, Dad. Yeah.
And then organisations are expected to be more lean and more frugal now. And this is one, but like the biggest reason why porters are off are from manual handling issues. So, if they're delivering assets that they shouldn't need to deliver, if they're disposing of assets that they don't need to deliver, then, you can cut out their movements. And sometimes, when I go to cut my customers' estates, I see porters actually dismantling items as well to put in the skip, and that's a big injury risk. So I don't know whether you guys actually get porters to dismantle things, but that's a big...
And we just bring it in.
Yeah, the whole thing goes in.
Chuck it in. Yeah.
Oh, well, the whole thing.
On the floor.
It's a space.
No.
So what do we do to help this? By the way, it was really good to hear that you were all going, yeah, so you can understand the problem. I know you understand the problem. So what
Absolutely.
we do is we set up this program. It's not rocket science, it's just kind of like an internal eBay that helps people collaborate internally much, much better. So this is an online system where staff go to one place online where they can check if there's anything surplus to requirements, or they can add stuff they don't want to use anymore. It's easy to use. Because it's easy to use, it encourages decluttering. It's automatic, so Molly or Dean, you didn't have to keep checking in and checking what's going on. It's all automatic. Staff can add items, as soon as they put in the word chair, it guesses it's a chair and shows them photos of chairs and all that sort of thing. It's all really nicely automatised. It's all online, it's just like Amazon, just like eBay. It works within the organisation, but it also works between organisations, across the city.
Yeah.
And a big thing on our system is that we try to match assets, what we call point to point. So as soon as someone adds 20 chairs to the system already knows who wants those 20 chairs. So it reduces the person disposing of the items with the person who wants the items straight away. So there's no double handling. It doesn't move. The asset doesn't move from one point into storage to another point. It moves from point.
Right.
This is what it looks like. Like this is an NHS example. It lives online. It's got your logos on, so staff know it's yours. Staff do a search for, let's say, chairs or cabinets or whatever it might be, and it shows it all in a marketplace view. Because it's in a marketplace view, it's really easy to use. It reduces emails. It reduces the fact that staff need to go and actually visit the asset and have a look at it, which improves time, improves safety. And because it's in one place, there's no bottleneck. So they don't have to phone up you, Molly, or phone up you, Dean, and go, Dean, have you got a cabinet in ash size 34 centimetres, It's all online. Cuts out all those calls, cuts out all those emails. And the system tracks where these assets are. So where it's located, where it needs to go to, how many need to move. It can send a message to the logistics team. Dean, it can take those assets off your item list, of your catalogued items, and it tracks all this. So it's all auditable. You can check in at any time and look at your building clearance program and go, right, oh well, I can see those assets are booked out there. I can see those assets are booked out there. So you can start to really plan your decants within the system as well,
That's helpful, that is, yeah.
Oh, Daniel, tell us, Dean has already got like an Excel spreadsheet of a lot of assets we have in storage already. He's already got that. Can that be uploaded onto this portal, or do we have to sit in and type everything that we've already got in storage?
we can. Let me just show you something.
Mm-hmm.
We can actually bulk upload from a spreadsheet.
Ah.
So
And the photos you've already got?
yeah, that's the only problem, right? We can't upload the photos. So what happens is you can bulk upload from that spreadsheet, and then it looks something like.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had a photo of it there. I'll actually just show you it. I'll show you it live. So
Okay.
once you upload a spreadsheet,
Because you'll do the spreadsheet.
Yeah. All Excel spreadsheets and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it uploads right in one go. Uploads all your records, and then the records look like this. Let's let that load in. So you'll see your records will upload like this without the photos.
Ah. Okay.
Once
Okay.
it's uploaded like that you can then click in and go right. Oh well, that's the wave desk located in XYZ, and then you can just add photos from your hard drive.
Ah. Right. Right. Okay. Fair enough.
It's a little bit of admin.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit to do there. And the thing is, if you haven't got photos, we've also got a library. So this is a wave desk right hand. In our library, we've already got right hand wave desks. You know.
Yes.
So
Ah.
just
Brilliant.
oh well, actually, it was that one. You know.
So we could tell people this isn't the exact one, but it looks like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And how your people will see it, you see, is like this. So let's just do a search for wave.
Mm-hmm.
So that wave desk would just put on. Oops, that kicked me out there a second.
Stain on it, don't do that.
Yeah. Mm.
It's a big stain. Good children's videos.
Wow.
Anything, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of NHS on here, so this is probably from an NHS organisation.
Ah.
It's for work activities only, you see. So
Every.
you know, they've got a number of wave desks. I don't know which one I actually just edited, but that's what it looks like for
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I'll jump back to this presentation. So that's all tracked. You know, who owns it, whether it's in store or whether it's out on the campus, or even sometimes you can do it when it's actually part of a building clearance. You can add the assets. Say if you've got a decant going in. Say you've got a decant in March, then a decant in July. You can actually add the assets now, and your staff can then see what assets are going to become available in the future. So, for this, for example, well, I obviously took this screenshot a little while ago, but pretend that was 17th of July. That would say it was 17th of July, and I can add that to my watch list so that when the 17th of July comes, I get a notification saying, "Hey, Daniel, do you still want these black metal cabinets?" And you can also see how many people are watching your items as part of that decant.
Aha. That's good. Yes, I like that. Oh.
So it's not just furniture. It's also, you know, it's any tangible asset really. So
Oh wow.
even you know, I mean, I show this one because it's a good example. Because it's a fume cupboard that was actually integrated into the wall. You know, so Newcastle University have added that asset, and it automatically pops up that needs a pat test, or sorry, it has been tested and it has been decontaminated. Yeah. And also as part of that, obviously, that needs to be decommissioned.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of safety checks within the system to make sure that anyone who's adding the asset, you know, that there's a certain number of expectations, like has it got a pat test, has it been decontaminated, has it been taken off the asset register, and all that sort of thing.
Right, that's good.
There's also a facility called wish lists, and what that means is if you do a search for chairs, let's say, and you don't find any chairs, let's say operators' chairs or whatever, you can then add operators' chairs to your wish list. And what that means is if anybody adds operators' chairs in the future, you get matched up straight away. So people use the wish list, so they jump to the front of the queue for things. What's really good about the wish list is, say, Dean, say if you've got, as part of your decant, let's just say you've got, like, I don't know, 50 operators' chairs, you know. Under normal circumstances, finding 50 homes for those chairs is going to be quite a challenge. But say if you've got like a clearance in March and you add those chairs today, say the clearance is going to be in March. As soon as you add those 50 chairs, anyone with operators chairs on the wish list gets an email straight away. So you can get rid of 30 of them straight away. So you've only got from now to March to find homes for the other 20, you know. So it just makes finding matches much easier.
Yes.
And then people can see that in March we've got these 50 chairs coming up. They might not be ready for them then, but they can say, well, I want them in March.
Yeah, they can plan their building. Sorry, they can plan their procurement needs around what's coming out the buildings in the future. You know.
That sounds really good. That's really interesting. We've got a large project coming up this summer. We're closing a whole building down, and we're going to have loads of chairs, tables, cabinets coming out.
Definitely.
I mean, Dean, what was your plans? Start getting rid of those things.
Yeah, well, basically the idea is obviously I'm going to have to relocate some of the stuff with the people, but obviously whatever's left over, we would usually just put into our off-site store and pay for storing it, basically, you know? Yeah. That's the thing. I've got containers, probably about, 12 shipping containers off-site, just full of stuff, sitting there in case somebody needs it sometime, and it's just costing us. Yeah.
Well, the problem with those shipping containers as well is it's great that you're stopping that stuff going to landfill, but nobody knows what's in the shipping containers. So your first big win, if you were to join us, your first big win would be going in, cataloguing the stuff in the shipping containers, putting that online, and then everyone can see it then, you know, and then oh, actually, I didn't know there was a sofa, black leather sofa there. I want one of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Well, Dean's got the contents. That's the spreadsheets we were talking about. He's got them all on the spreadsheet. But as you said, only me and Dean know about it. So I know if I'm asked for stuff, I can come to Dean and maybe the porters. But it's not a common knowledge.
Yes, it's not like anyone else besides us knows what the contents of those containers are. Yeah.
I mean, you see, we're facilities people, right? And we just get the job done, right? So your porters are all the same. Like, well, look, I know so-and-so wants a cabinet. I know so-and-so wants a bookshelf. Next time I'm down there, I'll pick it up for them. And it's all in people's heads, isn't it? But when it's
definitely.
When it's in people's heads, no one else can access that information. So that's where the power of this marketplace comes in, you know, because that's your porter's brains, that's Molly's brain, that's Dean's brain, you know.
So I'm looking on the demonstration. Where do you see that fume cabinet that you showed us before? Yeah. Where's the price for it, or do we assume everything is free?
So the vast majority of stuff is donation, you know, because it's causing you a problem. You either want to get rid of it straight away, or it's sat in that shipping container. So you've really got to get rid of it. You've got to get rid of it for free, you know. But
right.
might have a high value item. Like the reason why they're not selling this is because it needs to be decommissioned, you know.
Right.
So you might have a high value item. Let's say it's let's say it's some sort of lab kit that's quite light, you know. You might want to, and you can sell assets through the system, but it's generally donation.
Right. So if we look on this, if we don't see a price, we can assume it's free.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So
and then that would. Right, okay.
Look brilliantly on the external collaboration as well. So this works within the organisation, and we call internal staff priority one because, you know, they want priority one on access to your assets. But these shipping containers are costing you, I don't know, in London, a few hundred quid a month at least, probably, maybe even.
Oh yeah, thousands actually. Yeah, right. The annual bill, it's quite shocking.
Yeah. So, you know, they're costing you a lot of money. And if you're going to put them on the system for say 2 months, and you go, right, put the shipping containers on for 2 months. Anything that's still after 2 months, let's donate it to charities or schools or third parties, you know. So what we've got then is we've got this big network in London and further afield. We call priority one internal staff. We call priority three your friends. That's kind of your local friends, whether it's like local schools or the local NHS or maybe even universities in East London. You know, the other ones are Greenwich and whoever else is over there. So, you know, there's a priority two and then there's a priority three, and you can turn that on and off depending on your flow of assets. You know, sometimes if you've got a low flow of assets, you can keep it just internal only. You know.
And
obviously, you know, there's a good news story there. You know, you're not scrapping things. You're passing them to local schools. You're passing them into local charities, and then you've got, you know, you're getting a big impact here. And this becomes a good news story. And then you can use the good news story actually to like further your internal objectives, because, you know, you're telling staff how well you're doing, and they're like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, let's join. And then what you can't get then is, which our other customers who've had it for a long time tell us, is it starts to run itself. You know, because staff then know where they need to go to get secondhand stuff. They know where to go to get rid of stuff. And they're bought in because, you know, they know if it doesn't go internal, it's going to go to charity, you know.
Yeah.
And then we track all these savings as well, so that you've got a robust report.
And how do we move, say I've got these chairs and they want to go to a local school. Do we then move the chairs there, or how does the assets actually physically move around then, basically?
Yeah, so what happens there, and I'll do a story now like that's happening today. So this is a government department, right, Ofqual, and they're clearing a building in Coventry today. Now they put all the assets onto this. They put all the assets onto the system back in November, right? And clearances over Christmas are always a bit funny, but they've managed to shift, I'd say, like 70% of their stock. You know, this is all that's left on now. One page. This was like about 7 or 8 pages of things.
Oh, right. Wow. Yeah.
They're clearing this today, and they've done two rounds of clearances. They did a clearance day last week, and they're doing a clearance today. So when you claim one of the local charities in Coventry, you've claimed these assets, they get a message from the system telling them what time they need to turn up, where they need to come to, what time they should be collecting, and also, you know, bring ID, bring your receipt and all that sort of thing. So, you know, you put the burden for collection back onto the charity or the school.
They would need to get the van to come to us.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough, yeah.
And then
they need to have the condition capability to collect it, basically.
Yeah.
That's good.
So the message from Ofqual, I can actually log in and I can show you that. I can show you the message that they sent to charities. So let me just do this. I wouldn't usually show this in a demonstration question, so I'm just doing it's quite detailed. I wouldn't usually really go this detailed, but it's worth doing. So this is they've used this portal just for building clearances only. They haven't got a big centralized estate like you have. They've got different regional offices around the country. So their message to their external claims is as follows. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Message for external claims. So this would be like, hi Molly, you've claimed an item from Ofqual. That the owner, that would the contact details, that would list the item details. Now look, these are the details I've given the charity.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Gary or Andrew, the items will be easy to collect from the warehouse. Yeah. Enough van space. Yeah.
Now this might change for each of your decants. You know, I'm guessing you've probably got some sort of waste yard or storage yard where things end up back in. But you could actually run this on a building by building and say, look, it's building XYZ. You've got this time slot. All the assets will be on the down on the ground floor, or whatever you might be. You know, and then you get like you can give them time slots to turn up and take it away. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then obviously you can, I suppose, what it makes sense, but you can set your catchment area, if you want to call it, because as I said, it's no use looking at stuff in Newcastle, vice versa. So
yeah. Unless we want to drive to Newcastle to get a table.
Nice place, but still, yeah.
So what happens with that is, and I'll just show you on the PowerPoint. What you do is you can send what we call a friend request to anybody, any other organisation, say 20 miles, 30 miles, 50 miles radius, so that they go into what we call priority 2. And actually, you know, you'd be quite surprised that organisations will travel a large distance for things. And let me just show you. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to go to one of my old PowerPoints here, because I've got a really good photo of something, and it was a London. Get out of here. How do I get out of that? That's it. So it was a London organisation, right? Let me show you this. Oh, I might not be able to find it, but it was South. It was South. Try this one. It was Southwest. It was what was it? It was South London NHS, right? South London NHS, and they had 40 of these, right? Euro bits.
Wow.
They're called. They're like 400 quid each, right? And
those are.
they put them on the system, and NHS Tayside claimed them all. They're from Dundee, so the
Tayside, wow, yeah.
Dundee, that's in Scotland.
Yeah.
Bloody.
So they came from Scotland to London to get them.
Yeah. They saved £15,000 by doing that. You know, so.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Wow, well. That's a no-brainer, that one.
Those, you know.
Yeah.
So you get people traveling large distances as well, you know.
Yeah. If it's worth it, yeah, then it makes sense. Yeah.
That's good, because there's stuff I'm looking for as well. That is, yeah, so I'm looking for bin trucks. Rubbermaid.
So just to kind of like give you a bit more credibility, these are some of our top 10 performing organisations at the moment.
Dumfries, Kent.
Yeah. So
right.
That's a monthly saving. University of Kent, that's a monthly saving. That is 14 grand a month they're saving.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And we track all this, you know, your carbon, your waste avoided, and that goes straight to your you can put that straight to your HEFKI reports, you know, your FM reports, that sort of thing. Donated to charity, how much you've donated to charity.
Wow. Yeah, some good players on there. Yeah, definitely.
And then just finally, just to give you a bit more, like, I mean, this is kind of a symptom of how we've got better over time in supporting customers. So our monthly score has never been lower than 8 out of 10 for the last 2 years. And then we've got 110 out of 10s. Now, I know that you know...
1,800 organisations or 1,800 users?
They're from our end users, you know, the people out in the lab and the people out in the buildings, you know. And I just to show you a few quotes that we get. And these
Tasmania.
So they're not facilities people, they're not procurement people, they're not sustainability people, they're the end users. And I show you that because it's important to kind of emphasise that, like, all right, we're from facilities and we'll set this infrastructure up. But basically, you know, you kind of, as time goes on, you know, month 6, month 9, you kind of want to push it back to staff so that it becomes a staff system. And instead of disposing of things, they're adding items. You know, instead of buying new stuff, they're going to here to see what's available second hand to save money. You know.
Yeah, that is really good. Yeah, but that's often the case as well. That I've discovered is that I've got all this stuff in storage, and then people in finance tell me that so-and-so has ordered new chairs or tables or something, and I'm like, why are they doing that? I've got the stuff, but then obviously they're not aware of it. So yeah, this way we can cut that kind of stuff out as well. Definitely.
So how many organisations do you currently have now, Daniel, that's on the system that we would have access to trade with?
Yeah, so organisations like universities, hospitals, central government, there's about, well, I think last time it was 137.
Oh, well, yeah.
In London, I mean, you've got the majority of universities in London. You got Greenwich, you got Imperial, you got UCL, we got London. Who else? There's a big one I'm missing. We've got King's. Hospital-wise, we've got Guy's, we've got Royal Free, we've got UCLH, we've got South London University, we've got Croydon, which is not far from you guys. We've got Kingston, we've got Kingston Uni, we've got City of London Corporation, we've got HMRC, we've got Cabinet Office. So
we would have access to all of these people if we wanted to.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yeah. Wow.
There's a one from Guys there.
I like that one.
University. Yeah. Got one there. You
I
just,
know you've got University of Tasmania on there, so they're using it in Tasmania.
yeah, in Australia and Canada as well.
Can we go
Wow.
to Australia to get a couple of desks I need?
I would like to do
I'll
that.
go on that one.
Yeah.
I'll go to collect
Hell yeah.
from Tasmania.
Yeah, you can put the expenses in, run the expenses on for the FM budget.
Yeah. There's a cabinet we need and it's free.
Yeah, only available in Australia.
Yeah.
You've got one from Royal Free there. You got a City of London one there. City of London Corporation are getting rid of a lot of good stuff.
Mhm.
You got the Tasmania one there.
Yeah.
Some Welsh, Sheffield, Nottingham. City of
Mhm.
London again. University of Kent, I mean, they're not a million miles from you guys.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
So they wanted a coffee table and one became available. Okay.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Because that's often the case where you'll get asked for something like a coffee table,
Yeah.
and you don't have it, and then you've got to buy it in new. So yeah.
Well, as even just sitting here now, I've got about 3 or 4 things
Mhm.
that we could easily just put on here as a test.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got 3 red leather sofas.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Very okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how does this actually work? Is there a monthly fee, a joining, or how do we actually run it as such?
That's a great
Or
question.
join it?
So it's a flat fee per month.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's a flat fee annual charge. It is. So
Right.
I think you guys are in this slot. Am I right?
Yeah.
So that works out at 2,340 per year.
Sorry.
That works out at 2,340 per year plus VAT.
Right. Okay. But then you think of the cost savings involved. It's
Well, that's
2,300 per year. Is that plus VAT or including VAT?
yeah, that's excluding VAT. So you pay 2,340 plus the VAT.
okay.
But you think about the cost of your shipping containers and the
Yes.
freeing up that bill.
Yeah.
You could get rid of
Absolutely. Because we're paying more per month on shipping container storage than that 195 or whatever. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's to pay for stuff to sit in containers, hoping that one day someone might ask for it. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll send you a follow-up email, which will have all the necessary information in.
Mhm.
The next step, is for you guys to have an internal discussion, and you might have more questions for me, and we can come and do another demo, or you might want to just go ahead.
Yeah, I like the idea, but obviously I think we'll have to run it by the director of the
and
state.
Amy.
Sustainability manager.
Because Mimi's going to listen to this webinar later on.
Yeah.
Let her watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then come back to us if she has any questions of how it would run. But we had an initial meeting, myself, Dean and Amy, before this, and they seemed quite keen on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Great. Well, I really appreciate you actually, revisiting this and not considering that the previous subscription was, it didn't, I'm just glad you got an open mind. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We didn't. I mean, so if we were to go on board, how would we then roll it out past myself, Dean, and sustainability? How does that work in getting it to the wider university body of people?
Yeah, it's a great question. Thanks for asking that, Molly, because I would have forgot to actually talk about this. So what we do now is we have this support system where we're kind of we touch base with whoever's leading on this system once every 2 weeks while you're launching, and we walk through this action plan. So you'll see project lead, sustainability lead, estates lead, procurement lead, and we walk through this action plan step by step, and it's only like 15 minutes every 2 weeks, and it just breaks down the process. And so, like pre-setup, setting up, mini pilot, and what you'll find is next to each action, so email the Warp and implementation team, there's a resource, and then we've done all these resources already. So this page here is to download like an email template that you can send out to to an email to announce your launch, an email to IT, an email to all departments, so you can download all this content, which helps you roll it out, you know, and like even stuff like your intranet content is there. Let it load in. So we've got all these assets, resources to help you roll it out, you know. So communicate with staff through different channels, and these are our easy wins, you know. Ideas to promote your reuse program. Let that load in. So get senior management talking.
Yeah.
You know, target the procurers on the estate. Target occupational health. Display on flat screen TVs. Do a case study. Do a staff spotlight. Do screensavers. Get a Warped icon out of your desktop. And there's all this stuff, you know. You can just like.
From IT.
Yeah.
Everyone's desktop has
That's
it.
what I was wondering, if it was a link off the intranet or how they link to it.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting. You didn't have that before. You didn't have that to have that little
Icon. Yeah,
that
that's
would be,
brilliant.
That would be interesting. But I need a chair.
Yeah, I mean, all these resources are all new, you know.
That's a good idea.
Like,
This is really well started.
When you want to do a campaign, there's all these sort of templates that you can download. And for example, this one here, this might not apply to you guys, but one of our customers, Leeds Teaching Hospital, they do a thing called Warped Wednesdays. And what they do on a Wednesday morning is send a van to pick up stuff and drop it off again, and all around the estate. So these are like graphics you can download, which is like email signature, posters, screensavers, social media stuff, where you can run your own Warped Wednesday. Now, I'm not saying you would run a Warped Wednesday, but you know the other campaigns as well, like Dump the Junk, Happy Friday, you know, deep spring clean, New Year clear out, Christmas clear out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So it's in there. I'll send you this email after the session. I'll also send this recording so you can view it at any time. And then
because I'm thinking if we speak to Kevin, the director of estates, because we need his buy-in essentially.
Yeah.
If he sees this, I think he'll really be.
I think he'd back it anyway.
Yeah.
We'd save money.
Exactly.
The shipping containers alone
are costing us more than it would to join up this every month.
I just need to see if it works. That's my only hesitancy, because we've tried it before and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But as we said, we didn't have the resources to push it. And get sustainability on board. It could work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just getting.
I think we're in a better place now to do it. Eh?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, well, I really appreciate your time, and I'll follow up. I'll follow up in say a couple of weeks with you, Molly. Should I?
Yeah, follow up with me, and hopefully by then we could have an answer as to what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, if we can get this recording from today, I think it tells itself really.
If I wanted to do a pilot, if we say we got the go ahead and I signed up, could I just sign up just myself at the moment? With some items that I have, just to test it locally, or do we have to do the whole stuff rollout first?
Well, the thing is, you know, it's that the 12 months actually is the pilot, you know, because it takes that long to get the culture change and you know get you know what I mean.
Yeah. Before
you start to see the big impact.
Yeah, but I need 50 pallet chairs.
Yeah.
Oh. I was wondering if I could go on and put it on the web, on the wish list, and see if anyone's got 50 pallet chairs.
What's a pallet chair?
So it's like a chair with a writing tablet attached to it.
Oh right, yeah.
Tablet chairs. Tablet chairs, I think that's what they call them as well.
Yeah.
You know, where it flaps down.
Yeah, because a lot of people get rid of those, and I'd be keen to find out if anyone's getting rid for free. That would be my main driver.
We definitely see these every now and then. You know, the definitely, especially from the universities.
Yeah.
That's searching the word table there, so that's not right. I know exactly what you mean. They do come along,
Yeah.
especially on university clearances, and I'm guaranteed you'd get some in London as well.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. That'd be
So
brilliant.
if we were to sign up, pay the subscription, I mean, just while we're launching the pilot, I could use the wish list in the meantime, could I?
Absolutely, yeah. You can stick.
Oh, from day one, really. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
That's helpful. Yeah. While we're doing all the background.
Yeah. I could put on the list of things that I need.
Yeah.
And I could post things I want to get rid of.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That is good.
These are available today. All these are available today. Just a change of the way, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So when you,
that's so. Yeah.
if you put that
It's
tablet,
weird. It's so well, even filing.
Extra long patches.
Yeah. Stapler. Okay. Oh, wow. Dividers. That's another thing I get asked for a lot.
Desk dividers.
Yeah. Oh, this is really, really brilliant.
So provided they're in London, we could send the vans
around to pick it up.
Get stuff that we need.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay, Daniel. Well, you've answered quite a lot of our questions. That's
been very, very interesting, I must say. Yeah, definitely.
Great. Well, I'll shut down the webinar now, and then I'll send you an email with the recording, and I'll give you a call in a couple of weeks, Molly.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Daniel.
All right, Daniel. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.